Welcome in to DNVR Bets Daily. Andre, on an odd day in the sports world, and it's sad that we're right back here after I feel like I was saying this same thing not that long ago, but here we are. And before we get into the show and start talking about picks and whatnot, I just want to say today is a really great day to listen to people. Listen to these athletes and why they're in pain and why they're hurting and why they're not practicing today or not playing today and all those things. So honestly, if you do that right now, I won't be upset. If you do it after the show, just try to open your heart and listen to black people and all these people who are in pain and really hurting. There's a reason for that. So just try to listen. That's what I'm going to say. It's hard. It's hard to transition into the show from here, but we're going to do our best. Yeah. So, again, another weird sports night last night, but the Avs, what if it weren't for the conditions, would be remembered as an insane game.
In a night like no other, in sports, a game just about like no other. I thought they were down and out several times, and we all know going 0-3 would have been just a killer in this series without that kind of momentum and energy you can get from the fans. And, man, they responded in a major way time and time again.
AJ Hafley, our fantastic Avs beat writer, podcaster, everything, had a speech the other day that was just so on point. And in that, he said, it's all about how you respond. And it was really at the time he was talking about how they responded to the game one loss. And obviously they just got unlucky in game two, in my opinion.
Totally.
But in game three, we saw that entire thing play itself out within the game. And the Avs were really... The narrative was ready to be written that the Avs totally blew it.
Yeah.
3-1 lead. Yeah. They just lose it. I mean, they need to figure that out. Because just protect the 3-1 lead in the first place.
Yeah.
But they blow that. And not only do they blow the lead, they go down with 8 minutes left, right?
I know. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, my God. There it went.
What was the vibe here at the bar as that happened?
Silence.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was having a good time, and all of a sudden, in a matter of moments, it was all ripped from you. Hockey is so crazy. You can feel it in a lot of sports, but in no sport is the momentum more evident, in my opinion, than hockey. Like, you talk about slanting the ice.
Oh, yeah.
When in the playoffs, when the ice gets slanted against you, it is one of the worst feelings because you can feel it coming. And so even after they tied the game, it was like, okay, can the Avs slant the ice back the other way? Oh, no, they can't. Oh, God, this is going to be bad. They go down. But for them to dig deep and not only win, but win decidedly was a mark of a team that has it in them to win a championship. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
We had a lot of props hit.
Yeah. Yeah, we should mention I've been 9-3 the last 2 days. I think you're right around the same.
I'm 8-4.
So not bad.
Yep.
Not bad. It helps when the Rockies are back to winning and we get a Nugs and a Avs win. All of a sudden things pick up a little. Props seem to hit a bit more.
I was thinking about this. They always say you got to go 500 on the road and 750 at home if you want to be a playoff team, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not even quite that much. And I'm not just talking about baseball. I'm talking about any sport.
No.
That's what I've been realizing about betting. You got to go 500 when the teams are losing and then really capitalize when they're winning.
That's true. That's a good way to look at it.
And we executed that perfectly.
That's
I think we were actually over 500 during the 7-game losing streak. Yep. And then we come back and it's like when the teams win, it's really easy to rack up these things.
True.
And we're rarely picking the team to win, but usually when they're winning, their props are hitting. And we saw it last night with the Avs. I hit the Kadri over 1 point. That was easy peasy.
That was your lock.
He had 2, right? including a goal.
I felt terrible that you off-show were thinking about they need secondary scoring. I'm going to go Burakovsky, and I was like, no, Burakovsky.
You talked me out of it.
And then he gets our first goal, so I was really like, oh, no, Ryan's going to kill me.
I was only interested in the point line for Burakovsky, so we only lost a little bit of value there. Right. But then you had Nate over 2 points.
Yeah, which for a minute I was worried might not hit because we were getting all that secondary scoring, but he got 2 assists, so he pulled that off.
Yep. What else did we hit? We hit Avs in regulation, which
and I took the puck line, very gutsy, but I got my 1.8 units out of it. It hit with the empty netter.
You gotta love an empty netter cover,
dude. Nothing like it. And the over at 5.5. How easy was that to cover?
Yeah, that was done. So that's over in
all but 1 game so far. Yep.
No, not 10.
They've played 8 thus far,
okay,
right? 3 in this, 5 in the past. Yeah, 7 of 8.
And the only reason that over didn't hit was because of an empty netter goal that missed by that much.
Yes, I mean basically a puck coming in vertically, just spinning out rather than in. Yeah,
the opposite of what the Stars did the other night with that garbage. And also that must have been a really exhilarating empty netter for you because the Avs needed the empty netter to seal the game.
Yeah, that was huge and wonderful. Also, the over is once again at 5.5. You can bet on the next game already. I hate to say it because it stems from the Avs' problems with the injuries on defense. Mm-hmm. But I don't see these games getting any more low scoring. We've got backup goalies here. We've got defensive injuries and some pretty high powered, some really skilled defensemen, some really skilled forwards. Like these overs are going to hit until there's a massive adjustment.
Did Zadorov come back last night?
Entire third period he was out. It's massive, man. It's massive.
But is that going to force their hands to play Connor Timmins?
You would hope so.
Who's the other,
Makar's playing 30 minutes a game.
I know.
It's insane.
I know. He's. Well, we know that Kevin Connaughton is the one they already called up, but who's next? Is there some other journeyman that they have an option, or do they have to call up one of Timmins or Byram?
That's what would make sense to me.
Don't you try to recapture the Kale
right
effect
now
for Byram?
Yeah, we got to.
They're in there.
I thought Timmins was in the bubble.
Yeah, he is, and so is Byram.
Yeah, see. Yeah, I'd rather. You're throwing them to the Wolves in the playoffs, but it's without crowds.
Yeah, it's just hockey.
It's a different vibe. Yeah,
it's just hockey.
Just get out and skate. You'll be all right.
That's crazy. Okay,
I know, it's massive.
As for the Rockies game. What the almost cursed. What the hell was that?
Which frankly, I think we should be allowed to cuss on this because I doubt anyone can use the excuse of, I listen to your betting show every day with my 2-year-old,
Well,
they could though, and no judgment because I'm teaching my youngster about parlays and stuff.
What I was going to say is that cursing is a massive part of betting. There's no way if you bet on sports you don't also curse while watching them.
It's true. Anyone on Koufax in York can hear me from the bar if they just drive by, So.
Andre's wailing like he just lost. I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to put that energy in the world. But
that's right.
The Rockies.
Dude.
Oh, man.
So first off, Trevor Story, who we were so bullish on because he homers in 30% of the games, he plays in Arizona, decides to become Mr. Walk.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought, what? I wasn't sure if you just saw, he only had 1 hit. No, they wouldn't pitch to him.
He had 5 ABs by the 6th, and they were all walks. I was like, what's going on, Trev?
1 for 1 with 3 walks in the 6th inning.
Please close your eyes and just take a wild whack.
I know. That sucked.
But always take the Rockies when they're underdogs and they have the advantage on the pitching side.
Which, okay.
They almost blew it.
Quickly, I can't believe what I was watching. The Avs lose the lead. I look up. The Rockies are blowing, and I'm like, the whole world, just this whole bar is going to come crashing down in any second. And then they pulled it out.
Oh, man.
I guess Daniel Bard wasn't available. That's the only thing I can assume because they go to Jeff Hoffman to close the game. Which, yeah.
It was a wild ride.
It was a wild ride. They had runners on second. If they give up 1 hit, they lose that game. One more hit. That's all they had left in the tank, or else they would have lost that game. So
over under how many more walk-off losses can you stand from the Rockies for your psyche to survive?
It needs to be 1-1 walk-off wins to walk-off losses, and it's definitely not there.
Remember 2009, I believe, when it was just they were walking off. They were always getting into extras and always some late Loto magic. God, that was fun.
Then there was another year where they didn't get a walk-off win until like game 137.
Yeah.
So
we've had many years like that. And you mentioned the Chuck Grand Slam.
Oh my God, that
what
was
a
awesome.
beast!
That was awesome.
Also,
no doubter.
Garrett Hampson feels like he's giving us some good value.
Just in terms of at bats.
Yeah, he's just been killing it, and I don't think the sports books have caught up yet. So,
okay, so that's the one Colorado sports game in action today. The Rockies just updated plus 132 on the money line with Kyle Freeland on the mound.
that's going up.
It's going up.
And this is because we're facing Zach Gallen. He have the 2.25 ERA. For the Diamondbacks, he hasn't recorded a win thus far this season, but he has been able to go deep into innings. So that's why even the over here is set at 8. But to me, really, the way these bullpens are working, you just need like 3 cumulative runs to be allowed by the starters. And then from the 7th, 8th, 9th, I think these bullpens are good for 5 for the over to hit. Right?
So bad.
I mean,
It's
that's
so
just the deal.
bad. But yeah, you're probably right. And then, you always have the blow up by one of the starters in your back pocket, which is always available.
Yes, that's true.
This Gallen guy, as I said before the show, has been retiring batters by the gallon.
So true. So true.
Not today. Not today. The Rockies are gonna beat him up. And like you said, even if they don't, you have these bullpens which are garbage, especially the Rockies bullpen.
Yeah.
Kyle Freeland strikeouts over 3.5.
Easy. Minus
Cha-ching.
165.
Yeah, it sucks that it's minus 165.
But he's missing so many bats. At that number, you can't expect much better than that.
He's got that off-speed away pitch working, and that's what he was missing last year. It's so beautiful to see him missing bats with that thing.
Oh, it's great.
That you're confident in this 3.5.
Yeah.
So Rockies money line, Freeland, in the over.
Beautiful. I love it.
It does feel like if this Gallen guy's gonna go after Trev, there's no way he's afraid of him.
Oh, you're ready to go all in on Trev. Man, why weren't you here on the Monday show?
I know.
Jeez.
We missed out on some serious value there. Player props. I just want to see what it's at for home run and team to win. Home run and team to win. Trevor Story plus 900.
We're going up, baby.
I'm not giving that as his official pick because I took an L on that yesterday, and that's frustrating to me. Sprinkle it.
Sprinkle.
Just go ahead.
Fair enough.
Give it the college sprinkle. Okay. Anything else you like in there? Anything else you like across the sports world today?
The rest of the sports world, what I think we're going to see today is, I've been loving the Canucks this entire NHL playoffs, but I'm ready to bet against them. They had a nice win to bring that series 1-1 against Vegas this game 2. I think that Vegas bounces back after dominating 5-0 in game 1. Vegas is going to do that again. I think it's just going to be back and forth, and you can get the Golden Knights at minus 125, which feels like tremendous value. You can also get
you're
the
talking about
over.
the puck line, though.
No, money line.
Money line is what for you?
Oh, I'm sorry, regular timeline.
That's
what I was.
Regular timeline. The regular timeline is a godsend.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
These games haven't been close. It's not going. OT doesn't scare me here, guys.
It's going to OT now. Can you bet on that?
Of course you can.
I'm going to fade Dre.
What are you getting the tie at?
355.
Cha-ching! And then over 6 points scored. Golden Knights, incredibly high scoring the entire playoffs. The Canucks are the exact same way. Game 1 that actually didn't hit, but the rest of the way I think that's pretty easy.
It's because the Canucks didn't hold up their end of the bargain.
That's exactly right, Ryan.
All right, I like that one.
Boom.
Oh, well, of course. Should be noted
Yeah.
that the God tees off at 12:09.
Whoa. Just say it. Could you like rattle it off 5 times? I love hearing you say it.
Colin Morikawa, Colin Morikawa, Colin Morikawa, Colin Morikawa, Colin Morikawa.
I think I feel like more centered now, you know?
Yeah.
That helps me. I think.
Need more Morikawa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Good.
So, yeah, just tune in, watch the Stripe Show, watch him run away with this thing. It's going to be fun.
I like it.
Quest for 1,000.
Intrigued by the under in this Flyers-Islanders series. Just going to throw that out there. Islanders do a good job keeping things low score and really grinding it out. So
I don't know how you guys know this stuff. Like, I can't pay attention to the other conferences.
I can't pay attention to everything else around my family, so I'm constantly distracted by these scores. So that's my problem.
Yeah. All right, well, it feels like it was a pretty short show, but for a reason. So I think that's going to wrap it up for us today on DNVR Bets Daily. A big shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook. Use the code DNVR when you sign up. Get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000. Get in on all these props. You can get the $10 free NBA bet, which is awesome. Every time you bet on any NBA game, put over $20 on it. They'll just give you a free bet to use on that day. I see 30% profit boost on the BMW Championship. Obviously, throw that on Colin Morikawa. And all sorts of other good stuff. So make sure you check it out. DraftKings Sportsbook. Use the code DNVR. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Dre, you saw a light bulb go up.
Good. I'm glad. Breaking. You got in on Colin Morikawa at what?
Plus 1,900.
Plus 19. He was what before you got in on him?
2,600.
And then he went down to 1,700 when we talked about it yesterday. Now you can get him back up at plus 2,000, and you can put that profit boost in there, baby. It's time to jump on Colin Morikawa. Ryan's already doubling down. He will do that before we kick off the show, and I tell him and all of you that I love you. So that's the show. Colin Morikawa going back up. The odds are good again, guys.
Look at the vibes that this guy just changed when he started hearing about Colin Morikawa. And Austin Novak says, when you guys say sprinkle, what does that mean? Only a couple bucks. Sprinkle, 300, 400. No, I'm just kidding.
If your unit is like 3,000, that would be a sprinkle. We don't judge here, Austin. But yes,
for me, a sprinkle is anywhere from 1/5 to 2/5 of a unit.
Yeah, it's not a full unit.
Yeah,
it's not your full unit. It's just the sprinkle.
Yeah, I mean it's.
When you start putting full units on things you should have sprinkled, that's where you get in trouble. I can attest to that. That especially happens when you stack up the wins, then you get confident, the account's feeling good, and you start to...
It's like it's adding a pinch of salt, right? If you add a cup of salt, you're going to ruin the whole recipe.
That's exactly right. Wow, what a great cooking analogy, yes.
All right, okay, that's officially going to wrap it up for us. Shout out Colin Morikawa and then thank him in advance for that $1 that's going to hit my account because of that free bet that I put on him. So that's going to do it. Have a great day, guys.